Hello, everyone. Dr. Allen here. Hope you are surviving the cold weather. Hope your semester has started or continued to start well. If not, hopefully it's getting better. It's week 3. We're going to look at some stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Just a heads up, in case you notice, I am in a sweatshirt. I'm going to give a little shout out. I'm actually, I don't know if you can see it, since 1981, a Washington, I guess, football team, Commanders, whatever we're going to call them now. So I'm actually kind of excited. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you know from about 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock on Sunday, I may not be answering emails because I'll be locked and focused on that game. But don't worry, I actually probably will still be checking emails because I'll have my phone out following Twitter and all the comments that are going on. But that has nothing to do with our class. But in case you want to have some good mojo in the class, let's root for Washington this weekend. Sorry, Eagles fans. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to actually look at something that I think everyone is going to be familiar with. But we'll go ahead and look at it because maybe you haven't actually created anything in it. It's actually a really good tool. It's one that you'll probably maybe use out in the field. In some regards, I wish we used it here at Shepherd, but it's going to be Google Classroom. But just to kind of highlight what we're going to do this week, one, we're going to talk a little bit about learning management systems. I did that last week, so I'm not going to get bogged down on it. But Google Classroom is a learning management system. I think the beauty of Google Classroom is in its simplicity. It's very easy to use. It's easy to grade in. It's easy to design. There's a lot of pros with it. Well, also, I'm going to talk briefly about some of the other Google tools, such as Google Docs, slides, and things like that. I'm not going to get bogged down on how to use those with this lesson. I'm going to have some stuff posted if you want to check it out. They are, in case you've never heard the term or you may hear it, they're hyperdocs. Hyperdocs are things that you can actually work on with other people. So for example, if you're an English teacher and you're having students work on a writing project or they have to do peer editing or something like that, the students can all have the document open and work on it at the same time. It's really a nice feature. You can do that with the Google tools. It's obviously, I know when I was a social studies teacher and I would have a small group project, students would work on specific slides. So if they were working in Google Slides, one might work on one slide or one topic and another one all on the same document. So that's, if you ever hear the term hyperdocs, that's what those are. And you can embed those into Google Classroom. You can also lock them where other people can't work on them. But it's a good tool, good tool. I have Quizlet on here. I'm not going to go over Quizlet this week. I may throw that up in another week. I think most people are probably familiar with Quizlet, but that's obviously that review type tool that you can use. I actually have one on my phone because my son and I use Google or Quizlet a lot just to kind of prep him for stuff. I find that I end up making them for him so he can review them on his way to school. But even though he's supposed to help a little bit. With that being said, this week, what you're going to have to do, and I'll go over it in a little more detail at the end, you're going to end up making a Google Classroom. You're going to blog on your experience with Google Classroom. Just a reminder, blogs only need to be a sentence or two, and then you're actually going to do discussion 3. That is on chapter 2 on Tech Like a Pirate, and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Let's go ahead and look at Google. If you look here, I've got week 3 fired up. Forgive me if there's anything showing that I normally wouldn't have. I'm still kind of working on it, designing it a little bit, but I think everything's in order. There's a little bit of hyperdoc information. I mentioned that, and you can do YouTube. Again, that's just kind of, it's giving you a little bit, it's a learning hub. I like that term. I'd love to say that I came up with it, but I didn't. Called pedagogy actually talks about it. It's just a single document where students can kind of work on it. Those are all within Google Classroom and the Google tools. Some of you may end up working at Google schools, and if you do, you're going to use Google Classroom. A lot of places don't use Google Classroom because they have Schoology or they have Canvas or something like that. I'm not for sure which counties around here still use Google Classroom. My son's county, he's in Frederick County, and his teachers do use Google Classroom. I don't know if that's an exception or not. As a parent, I find it pretty simple to follow, and I can there's an app that I can put on here and see what's going on. I'm very pro, and a lot of the things that we talked about last week related to websites apply to Google Classroom because you can do announcements, you can design things. what we're going to do when we work in Google Classroom today, our Google Classroom is the free version. So when you just have a Google account, you can build on it. The schools that have it usually have it. It used to be called Google Suite. I think it goes by a different name now, but long story short, it's the souped up version. So there's a little more bells and whistles. We can't get into those bells and whistles because Shepherd doesn't have an account, but we can look at the nuts and bolts of it because the usage is kind of the same. So I kind of want to go around that. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and just look at what we need to do this week. The number one thing you need to do, let me get out of that real quick. So before I start going crazy and showing you stuff, the number one thing that you need to do is make sure that you have a Google account. When you go here, that's make sure that you have it. I think most of you probably have a Google account. And once you have that, it's free, just create it. And once you have it, when you hit this, I call it the waffle. There is an official word for it, but I just like waffle. So when you hit the waffle, you can see there's a bunch of different things here. Google Docs is in here. So again, if you ever want to do something or build something, it's there. You can make a blank docket. You can share it with other people. When you share it, you can just go down here and click and open. Let's click this and see what I got going here. I think these were some notes that I did, and you can hit click here. When you share it, as you can see, anyone can access. I have it where it's open for anyone now. You can change the settings though on that comment. You can say just as a viewer, an editor, and such. So if you ever are teaching a class and students are like saying, "Oh, I can't type on this," it might be because if someone creates it, they need to put the other people in as an editor. Just a heads up on that. And of course, Google Slides is in there too. Whoops, get back. The waffle again. Google Drive, of course, is where everything's located. There's Slides, which is their PowerPoint. And again, I use as a social studies teacher, a lot of times we would do projects. And that was one that my students used a lot, and they would use it as a hyperdoc. Now, for Google Classroom, which is your assignment this week, you need to go in and once you create your Google account, you just fish on down, you just hit Google Classroom. And as you can see, you can either join a class or you can create a class. I have not actually created anything in this account that I have. This is actually one I use to kind of save a lot of my stuff for other things. As you can see, I don't think anything's really on here too much, but you see, these are prior ones that have been up. People have had pretty cool stuff that they put in it. But when you design your class, you're going to send me a link that I can join, or you're going to send me a code. Either one works, and when I do, I'm just going to hit join class, and it's probably going to ask me for the class code. As long as I have that class code, I'm fine. I can get into the class. Don't worry if you see a weird number on your score for Google Classroom. If you see something like a 6 or a 7, that's probably just because I'm having problems accessing it because the link isn't open or I don't have the right numbers for the code. I'll just email you and say, hey, can you resend this to me? That's fine. You can also, this is the one assignment where I don't mind if people do this. If you just want to invite me into it with my email address, you can use my Shepherd email, Jalen@shepherd.edu. And when I mean Jalen, Jalen at shepherd.edu. Now for our class, what you're going to do is you're just going to create a class. You can do it 2 different ways. You can go here, create a class, or you can hit the plus and create a class. Either one works. Let's just create a class. I've read everything. So, and then you're just going to name your class. So for this, we're going to say European history. So by the way, you can just make up some of this. I do want the class to be something that you could teach. So if you are a biology major or biology education major, make some sort of biology class. If you're elementary, again, just do it like your homeroom and you can go from there. But I want it to be your class, so to speak. Section, some of this you can just make up. 0, 1. Subject, we'll do social studies. There you go. And room, we'll do my office. And voila. There you go. It's designed. There's my class code. So if you just give me this, that is fine. You can copy it. It'll display it there. You can copy the invite link. And again, if you need to even do that, you can just copy it and put it in a Word doc and submit it. I'll get it and I'll type it in. This is it. You can design and customize the Google Classroom space all you want. As you can see, you can put things up top. You can change the colors. You can upload photos. I think that stuff's fun. I'm not making it a requirement for this this assignment, but I always like doing stuff like that. And I like how they have something like from ancient Greece there already. So I'll just hit save. Let's see if it's, oh, of course, now it's going to take forever. The cold weather is just getting it. So why don't we just cancel and just get out of it? All right, let's try that again now. I feel like I want to see it changed. There you go. All right, class theme color updated. So as you can see, there's my green. All right. Now, what do we need to do? Let's go back to our assignment. Google Classroom. As you can see, there's all that. There is a little PowerPoint here if you want to talk a little bit about it. I've said all this. This is a step-by-step thing, but let's just go ahead and look at it. I think it probably would be best just to kind of make sure we're all on the same thing. On the same page. All right, as you can see, there's the waffle, there's the classroom. All right. One thing I want you to do is make an announcement in your class. That is right there. And I'll go back and show it to you in a second, but is that share something with your class? Boom. It could be welcome to the class or test next week or go Commanders. That's fine, anything, but I want you to have some sort of announcement. Preferably, I put Commanders in there. You could say, go Commanders, don't forget the homework is due tomorrow, or something along that line. As you can see, and then it'll just show up, welcome to test history class. Also, you can create classwork, and all to do that, and I'll go in and show you again here in a second, but you're just literally going to hit classwork and then the create button. You can actually embed some of those hyperdocs if you have them on your assignment. You can just do the assignment itself. And you're going to do that. I tell most people if they want, I usually want you to put some sort of hyperdoc on there and a video. So I want one hyperdoc on there. So if you go to, I want you to go into your Google Classroom and pull a doc over, and it can be, hey, sign up sheet for the play cleanup on Friday or something like that. You can also embed YouTube videos, and you can have something like, please watch the following video and answer 2 questions, or give me your reactions. And again, I'll show you that here in a second, but when you hit assignment, there's the YouTube link. The invite, you just send me the code. There's not going to be any other students but me. Quizlet, I'll leave this up here if you want to check it out. I'll talk about Quizlet a little more down the line, but you can embed Quizlets into Google Classroom. One thing I do like about Google Classroom, pretty much every tech that we're going to be looking at from here on out, there are ways to embed it into Google Classroom. And as we move on, I'll kind of talk a little bit about that if you're interested, just to kind of show you, but you can, there's incorporate it so it's right there and embedded. We do it with Brightspace, which again is another learning management system, obviously, that you're familiar with as you are working in it, and you're looking at it right now. Let me see if I got the assignment up here. That would be awesome. There it is. Let's just look real quick what I want you to do this week so I don't forget anything. Of course, it didn't open it immediately, but no big deal. We'll move this face out of the way. And slide this over. Hopefully you can see this assignment. View video in Google Classroom. That's what we're doing now. Read instructions on Google Space. Create a Google Classroom Space Center around a class you'll be teaching. Once you create your Google Classroom, post one announcement, embed a YouTube video on the page associated with your content, and create an assignment that is a hyperdoc from your Google Docs, from Google Docs. I put Google Docs. It does not have to just be Google. It does not just need to be Google Docs. It can be the slides. If you're a math teacher and you want to do something in the Excel type program, you can also do that. So even though it says Google Docs, as long as it's one of the hyperdocs, I'm fine with it. Sorry, I got a little tongue tied there. So let me just show you real quick what I'm talking about. Okay, wrong one. Let's go to European. All right, so I'm just going to do, for example, got it. Welcome to European history and go Commanders. All right. That announcement is there. Yay. Now, if you go in here, you hit classwork, you can create different things. Now, I'm going to do this. And let's say this is probably the easiest way to do a video, I would say, for YouTube. Click YouTube. let's just do French Revolution. I'm not going to be too picky on the video, just as long as it's something associated. So let's see what pops up. Awesome. We'll do a TED Talk. I'm going to add the video. Then I might do TED Talk video reaction. And then I do want you to kind of put something in here so I know what's going on. So please watch video related to the French Revolution and provide a short 50-word summary of, I mean, this is very, but you get the point. As you can see, it's attached. I'm going to hit assign to all students, their due dates, how many points, it's all there, ungraded points. We'll even hit that. You can attach a rubric if you have a rubric. I'm not going to make you do any of that. I just want to show you that it's there, but I want you to make sure that that YouTube video is in there. You're going to assign it to the class. Got it? Now, when we go back to our stream, it is right there. So be able to click on it. And if you go to classwork, it's also there. You click on it and it's boom, view instructions you need to. And you can class comment and all. It's very, very simple to use. I think, again, I said this earlier, but the beauty is in its simplicity. And I think that's what works so well with Google Classroom. I do want you to do a hyperdoc. So if you're curious about how to do that, you're going to need to, you could just do it like this. This is probably some way regards the easiest way to do it. I would just go back to classwork, create. I would hit assignment. Please sign up for cleanup after this week's dance. And you can upload stuff and all, but if you just go to Google Drive, you can just actually, you can create a Google Doc when you go in there and they'll all be here. So for example, if they're there, I'm just going to, you can see what's uploaded that you've done past. There's other Googles. So you gotta go to Google, gotta go to Google Docs. I've been tongue tied with that one and just have something. So let me just get out of this. I think I'm going to make sure I show you properly. Let me just go back to this real quick and hit that. And let's hit docs. Let's do a blank document. So you go in there and click that. Sign up for the dance. It doesn't have to be something like this, just something that's a doc, so to speak, so I can see that you can embed it. And we'll do cleanup. And let's go ahead and insert a table. And we'll just do boom. And we'll put name, time. All right, it's there. Nice. All right. And it, oh, by the way, it auto saves, so it will be already there. I'm going to say that, and hopefully this doesn't come back and bite me in the backside. We're going to go ahead and hit this. Now let's go back to Drive. Boom, there it is. So I'm going to add that. Got it. Students can view file. You can actually change. You're going to have to click students can edit file. You can also make a copy for each student and send to them if they want. You don't have to do all that. Just edit files, fine. I'm all right if you just put view, because I'm not, no offense, I'm not going to be signing up for cleanup for the dance. But again, we'll just put ungraded. A due date. I need a date by, you need to sign up by next Wednesday. And as you can see, there's topics you can do, but we're going to assign it. And it should be there. Let's go to our string. Boom. New assignment, TED Talk cleanup. It's all there. That's it. That's what you need to do this week. You need to make an announcement. You need to embed a YouTube video, and you need to do embed a hyperdoc into it. It can be a sign up sheet. It can be just an assignment to make PowerPoint. It could be view a PowerPoint. There's tons of them. It could be one that you found and you downloaded or it merged into your Google account and just included, like, please view this PowerPoint. I have a few of those probably in my other account. Let me look. There's so much. This is my junky one. actually embarrassed by it sometimes because it's just absolute chaos. But you can see I already have some stuff that's in there. And like there's someone there. I have a Spotify playlist that was an assignment that someone did. It was a nice, cool lesson. So students would actually have to come up with a song based on the title of like Alexander the Great, and they might have something like, let's do someone else. Ramses the Second, who was an Egyptian pharaoh, and they'd have to come up with like 10 songs that Ramses would have on his playlist. Like, for example, Walk Like an Egyptian. So that's how you have to do it, create a whole assignment. But that's one that I might do, and I would just embed it into my classroom. If it's already there, it's fine. Basically, what I'm just telling you, slide, doc, that I always forget what to call it. I want to say Excel, but it's not Excel, sheets. Make sure that it is something, one of those is embedded on your Google Classroom so students have access to it. One video and one announcement. Hopefully I didn't babble that too much, but I'll make sure it's out in the email. That, my friends, should be the week. Hope you kind of get what's going on. Again, it'll be overview will be here. I'll have other supporting videos up just in case mine is not good. It's very possible. So with that being said, I think that is it. Let's see, making sure I'm not overlooking anything. HyperDocs, Quizlet, everything else. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you have any questions, please stop by. I think so far I'm recording this on Thursday, the 23rd. I'm going to start looking at websites probably tomorrow that have been posted. No one's really had any questions, which is awesome. The ones I've looked at have looked great. All grades from week 1 should be posted. Thank you all. I think everyone had everything in on time. So awesome. And if in doubt, if you're having trouble submitting something, email it to me. Make sure you get a got it type thumbs up back. But other than that, again, create your Google Classroom. Make sure you include an announcement, an embedded YouTube, and one HyperDoc, Google Sheets, Google Slides, or Google Docs all work. Also, you got to do discussion 2 on Tech Like a Pirate and your blog on Google Classroom. That should do it. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing screen. Whoops, I hit that. That's the prior one with me without glasses. Making sure got everything. We do. There's email. Sorry, I lost my little. There it went. It disappeared. Stalling. There we go. Let's stop share. Stop share. Let's try that again. Stop share. There we go. The excitement of this weekend's football is just too much for me that I can't even slow down to find the taskbar. So with that being said, I hope you have a great week. I will talk to you later, and nice work, everyone so far. So bye.